Want to sell online? Go to Wix.com today and do it like this guy.
Oh my God!
A lot of guys put down single mothers. They put them down like they're this, that, evil women, or whatnot. Some guys call single mothers some very nasty names. But this is a mistake because single mothers, well, there are all kinds, like people. There are all kinds of different people. There are all kinds of single mothers. However, for a young guy, you have to be with your eyes wide open and your mouth firmly shut if you're dealing with a single mother. And let me explain. You see, a single mother has a child. Let's say, for the sake of argument, this is a 2 or 4-year-old child, right? And the woman is, say, 25. And for whatever reason, she got pregnant back in the day with a previous boyfriend, and that boyfriend refused to marry her. Or maybe he married her and they were together for a while and it didn't work out, and the guy just left for whatever reason, okay? The point is, see, the woman is alone with her child, and she is in a very vulnerable position. Of course, because a single mother will have a hell of a hard time taking care of her child and working at the same time. I mean, it will be extremely difficult for her to be earning enough money for daycare, for instance, for the child, and the extra of her salary be enough to pay for a nice place to live. And food and entertainment and all the rest of it, okay? It's exceedingly difficult for a woman on her own with a child. And so it would be quite natural for a single mother to want to find a man, a mate, with whom to share this responsibility, to share this burden. Of course she's going to want to do that. She won't want to be, doing this all on her own. And quite frankly, she might not be able to afford to do it all on her own. And she's going to be looking for a guy to help her. Which is perfectly fine. But see, here comes the problem. A lot of times, a single mother might act in ways that are not really natural or intrinsic to her in order to secure a boyfriend or husband. And you who are single, you who do not have a child of your own, you might meet a single mother, and she might be under enormous financial strains. And she might be seeking to find somebody to help her financially, help her emotionally, help her just, to get through life as a single mother. And the problem is that a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times, the single mother will portray herself as someone who she really isn't. Yeah, this isn't a knock on single mothers. This isn't a knock on women. This is an issue of people. When we are in dire straits, we will always show the best side of ourselves in order to get other people on our side to help us out. And it's perfectly natural for men and women to hide their more negative aspects, or maybe even change their personality in order to attract others to them. And there's no difference with a single mother. A single mother who is in dire financial straits, you meet her, and she's going to be presenting the best side of herself, and sometimes a side of herself that is not true. And the fact becomes that many times, many men who get involved in a relationship, a serious romantic relationship with a single mother, they discover after the fact that the single mother is very, very different from who she portrayed herself to be.
All right, there we go. Thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you. It's like when people start associating themselves with around more people, more and more people. It's like it's hard for them to actually, fucking like it's hard for them to hide who they are. But let's continue. And I'm turning my mic off. That's what's happening.
When they started the relationship. This isn't all single mothers, no, but it is a substantial number of them. Enough that it is an issue. Enough so that it becomes very difficult for a young man to establish a romantic relationship with a single mother, because he might wind up being with somebody who is completely dishonest. This happens all the time. This is not, it's not like fantasy or something. It's true. It happens all the time. And so what do you think happens to a young man who maybe marries a single mother and discovers that she's a completely different woman? What do you think happens to him?
He learns about fucking life. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. It's like he sits up and sets up this whole thing where he actually scares guys from actually exploring what the fucking world is. And shit, man. Shit. Stop. I'm gonna calm down. I was ranting and raving for like 5 minutes and you guys couldn't hear me, but yeah, let's continue.
His life becomes a bit of a nightmare now, doesn't it? Oh yeah. I mean, he married Dr. Jekyll, and all of a sudden, after he gets married to her, it's Mrs. Hyde, and he's married.
That's why you live with people before you actually marry them. Like, fuck, man. Like, fuck. Like, on the real, like, you cannot be this fucking naive to think that you can't be this naive. I just, like, he can't believe his people are this fucking naive. I don't. But let's continue.
To her. And he's now responsible for her child or children. And all of a sudden he realizes that the woman he had an initial relationship with, who was fun, who was, great sex and just cheerful and happy, and it was all peaches and cream, right? But he gets married to her, and all of a sudden she's a completely different woman, and potentially a woman he does not like. Yeah?
Dude, like, oh my God. Like, as somebody who was married for like 15 years and, had that marriage dissolve. Like, fuck, dude. Like, people change. Even if you get with somebody who's your perfect match, people change and grow and evolve. Shit fucking happens. And, like, it doesn't matter, man. Vegeta, it doesn't matter. I'm following both when I'm not getting my ass kicked. But it doesn't matter, dog. But, yeah, like, he just sets up this whole thing of, like, you don't know who you are, who you're with until you marry him. Like, no, I pretty much have an idea. Even if I'm dating someone, I know who they are. Throughout that time frame, I may not get a full fucking picture, because unless you're living with somebody and see the full extent of like how they live their self day to day, shit, you can always send somebody the fuck home. But when you actually living with somebody and you actually realize that they home is your home, and you just can't say get the fuck out. That's the thing, man. That's a fucking thing, and he's gonna set these guys up for fucking failure. But let's continue.
Because the woman he thought he knew was completely different. Yeah? Because the single mother was...
Is it just me, or is it irritated every time you say yeah? Like at the end, like yeah, like it's a verbal tick. It's just irritating as fuck. I know I'm being petty. But this motherfucker being petty himself, because He's gonna say, "Oh, women are just gonna trick you to get you married and get that ring on your finger and just make you take care of their babies." Like, for real. Like, this is the shit that he's really fucking doing. That happens when people raise children who they focus on. Yeah, like, oh, exactly my point. This is why we need to actually, you made a good point. This is why we actually need to stop putting a weight on so much on women to be the primary caregivers of children, because their identities becomes trapped in actually being a mother and having to be the wife and have to, like, no, fuck, yes, you have to take care of your kids. But this whole idea of just like making it that, you know, your identity have to be your children. That's why we get so many of the fucking proud ass parents, because they have to make their identity their kids. And it destroys people, let alone destroys relationships. Like, when you focus so much, you make your kids the center of your world, and it's just like, no, they're their own people too, and we have to actually start, you know, we have to fucking treat them as their own people. Yes, we have to care for them, but when it comes down to it, but let's continue. I'm getting sidetracked.
You know, set on finding a man. And she decided that, maybe not even in a conscious level, she just decided that she had to contort herself, change herself, in order to get the man, in order to be attractive to the man that she wanted. And once she's married to that man, she can relax and become herself again. And that person who she really is might be very, very different. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, see, you can't tell before.
Damn, did he just make the all women are liars and she's only being that way? It's like the makeup argument that you hear incels actually do. Women just put on makeup to trick men and they really are ugly or some shit like that. It's just like, you ain't that special for somebody to try to fucking trick you. You're not that special. People are trying to put their best foot forward, yes? And if you're somebody who thinks that you don't need to put your best foot forward to actually impress somebody and make sure that somebody sees you as a viable option, then you shouldn't be in a relationship. If that's what you think, if you think that, hey, no, I'm just going to be myself, all shitty and shit, you shouldn't be in a relationship. Yeah, exactly. It's just like, god damn. Like, when you date, you put your best foot forward. But let's continue.
Or you marry somebody who they really are, in this kind of situation. Yeah, with a single mother who will try to present herself as somebody else, somebody different from who she really is, you can't tell. There are a lot of single mothers, and I would venture to guess, you know, the majority of single mothers who present themselves to be one way, and they are that way. But there is a substantial minority.
So why did you go make this big old thing about, oh, single mothers try to trick you so they can get you to take care of seats? It's not even your, like, the fuck?
30%, 40%, enough.
Wait, whoa. Let's kind of go back, because I kind of cut them off. Let's hear this again.
Are that way. But there are a lot of single mothers, and I would venture to guess, you know, the majority of single mothers who present themselves to be one way, and they are that way.
Okay, good, great.
But there is a substantial minority, 30%, 40%, enough, who are completely different people until after.
49%, 49.5%. You just fucking threw away your whole fucking argument, dog. You just threw it away. Let's continue.
After they have married the man that they want, the man who will now have to be responsible for both her and her child or children. You. Yeah, because once you marry a single mother, you're responsible for her and her child. You're
I have a question. Is it me, or is it that a lot of Coach Red Pill stories are really just like bad experiences that he's had, and he thinks that this is how everybody else is had? Like, I've dated a single woman before I was married. I've dated single mothers. I fucking dealing with single mothers now. They don't make me responsible for their kids. They just want to date me. I mean, like, I'm sorry. This shit doesn't make any sense. Like, for real? Dog. Gonzala. I don't know what your problem is, man, but it seems as if you have an issue with just women who aren't untouched. First, you're gonna make the video and say that women who's had more than 2 penises in their life can't love their kids. Now this shit, like, women are out to steal your effort. Like, basically, she's gonna cuck you because reasons. Let's continue.
responsible for paying for health care. You're responsible for paying for his education. Yeah. The child is blameless. Yeah. It's going to be your responsibility. And what happens if you married a woman, a single mother?
I bet he did.
Who presented a facade that was completely different from reality, and that which you believed in, you bought. And well, all of a sudden you marry her and she's completely different. What do you do then? Tell me.
I think this is one of the things that kind of fucking gets me. It's just like, he has this antiquated sense of how people are in relationships. He has this thing that, like, women should be pure and untouched, and if they were touched, then they should only have one kid, and that, you know, people have, I don't even know, is it that he thinks that, I've never been good with words. I've been good with it, Cyrus. Does he think that a lot of these women actually just, I don't know, he think that they're just women are just stupid, conniving, evil, and they're less evolved than man? I don't know. But let's continue.
I mean, even if you divorce her, you're still going to be responsible for her. You're going to have to pay her alimony. Pay her.
Like, wait, no! That's not how this works. It's like he's trying to convince, like, young guys that women bad. Yeah, this guy is fucking stupid. That sounds like some shit he would actually say.
Child support. Pay child support for a child that isn't yours. Yeah.
Like, he is literally going hard on this fucking cucking shit because you married a woman, now you got to pay child support for a child that isn't yours, that she came into the marriage before. You don't pay child support. That's not how this works, dog. Unless, as soon as you married her, you told her, chick don't work. That's not how this shit works. Like, it's not. That's not. It doesn't work that way. But let's continue.
But you married her, you took on that responsibility, and well, there you are. You see the problem? You thought you were marrying one person. You got married to them, and they turned out to be completely different. And then you went and got divorced because it was just too much. And the difference between who you thought she was and who she actually is was so great that you couldn't handle it anymore.
5 Hour Energy gets you through your on-the-go life.
You divorce her, but you're still going to be responsible for her because that's the nature of the laws today.
No! Fuck no! That is not the nature of the laws. Just because you married somebody who had other responsibilities, you're not required to take care of her responsibilities. Unless it's your kid. You don't miraculously say, well, it's what the fuck? Cobb's like, I called it. The last person that called it is, you break it, you bought it. Like, that shit, that's not how it works. And I'm sorry that he feels this way. It's almost as if this fucking... Hold on, marriage is bullshit regardless. Get the government out of my... Like, for real. This is my argument. About marriage. It's cool if you want to have a ceremony specifically stating that, hey, me and this person is going to be together. That's cool. But have the state regulate basically what a relationship is, that's not always the best fucking thing, because believe you me, it's hard to fucking get rid of a marriage once you want to resolve it. It's easy as hell to actually get married, but once you want to actually resolve the shit, that shit is hard. But let's continue.
Divorce laws are such that you can wind up paying child support for a child that is not yours, but you married the mother.
Like, you can actually tell that this man doesn't have, like, he's never been in a relationship before. Like, I don't know, was he an incel before he got married? Like, for real. Like, you can actually tell. Like, just the bullshit that he's actually saying. It sounds as if he wasn't a fucking... It sounds like when he was single, he didn't date many women or interact with them. But let's continue.
Is that fair? And discussing the issue with the child, the stepchild. I'm sure you're going to bond with that stepchild. That stepchild will be wonderful. I mean, children are wonderful. I mean, I think that, it's just, they're so much fun. I'm not denying that. On the contrary, I've got 2 small children of my own. And
bullshit kind of pisses me off. And I know it's just irritating me because it's just like a verbal tick. But it's also a way of him actually getting you to agree to some bullshit that he's saying. So you're actually agreeing to one part with, no, like, dog, no, that's not what we're trying to do here. It's one of those things where he's trying to get you to buy into the small part, and by the time you buy into the small part, the large part just seems like you're just going down a path. And that's got to be the stupidest shit to me. It's almost as if, like, your argument can't hold water, but you're gonna do anything to make it sound fucking, make it sound halfway decent, and that's not what we want here.
they're so much fun. But the fact of the matter is they are a lot of responsibility, And a big problem for stepfathers, if you're thinking of marrying a stepmother, a single mother rather.
Oh God. Let's see what the problem is.
A big problem for a stepfather is that often as not, the single mother will resent you having any interaction with her kid, because she's been with that kid for so long. It's just been, her and the kid, or the children, as the case may be.
Like, did she really just say that? Did she really just say some Oedipus complex? Did he really just say some Oedipus complex shit? Like, the woman even gonna love you because it's gonna be her and her child, and if you actually show any interest at all into her kid, like, she's gonna be jealous because she doesn't want anybody to actually love her kids, even though she says she does. I don't get it. But let's continue.
And she might interfere in your relationship, and more to the point, she might not agree with how you want to parent her children. And after all, they're her children, not yours.
That's why you have a talk with the mother before you get married. This is some shit you do when you're having a conversation with, the person that you're trying to marry, not after you fucking marry them, you fucking idiot. Let's continue.
And so you will not feel as if you have the moral authority to correct the children and discipline the children. And these stepchildren might turn out to be just enemies in a guerrilla war.
Like, everybody's against you. Don't date a woman with kids. If the woman's gonna lie to you and say she's one way and another, and then the kids are gonna start a guerrilla war. Now, I'm not going to actually make the racist joke, but goddamn, dog, like, for real? Like, Coach, is there, like, goddamn, like, it just sounds like he's a relationship conspiracy theory. That's what it is. He's relationship conspiracy theories. Oh my god, like that shit. This shit is fucking. This shit originally I was bad. That's just like, I'm laughing because he's just a sad person. Just a sad little man. But let's continue.
That is going on in your house. I mean, all this is fairly unpleasant to think about. But if you're seriously thinking about marrying a single mother or having a relationship with a single mother, these are things that you have to think about. And it would be irrational and wrong, quite frankly, to not think about these issues beforehand. In any endeavor that you take, you always have to look at the good side, sure, the up.
Did he? So, you have these questions and concerns before you marry the woman. For real. Like, oh my god. These are some shit that these are conversations you have before you marry her. This is what you do. You say, hey, this is what I think that you should do. This is how I think you should actually raise the kids. You got a problem with that? Cool. Peace. I'm gone. Like, the fuck? Or, here's the thing. Date women that already have older children. So you don't have to worry about parenting them. They like teenagers or some shit. And he probably says it's a problem with that because then they're really then they're really trying to challenge your dominance. That's why lions kills the lion cubs of other prides and shit like that. This is that motherfucker that would like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's continue.
Upside of any risk that you take, sure, but you also have to look at the downside. And the downside of marrying a single mother, of having a relationship with a single mother, is severe. You are going to be taking on a lot of responsibility. It's not just the woman, it's also her child. But you're not going to have the ability to parent the child fully.
Wait, what? Then you should just not date if a woman has had one too many penises. If she's had a kid already, then she's gonna automatically be lying because she's trying to get married to take your money or take your work up. Like, literally, he's making the alpha fucks beta cucks argument just in a fucking different way. And like, dog, for real, no, that's not how this works. That's not how this works, Chief. Nah. Let's continue.
Because the single mother will always interfere. Because after all, it's her child, not yours. And you have to think to yourself, is this something that I want to get involved in? Is this something that I want to pursue? Is this a situation that I feel comfortable with? Is it? If you're not comfortable with this situation, then don't get involved with a single mother. Simple as that. Nobody's forcing you to. A lot of people will go around and say, things like, oh, you should get involved with a single mother. Why?
Nobody goes around and says you should get involved with a single mother. Nobody ever. I've never heard that shit. Like, please, where they do that at? Where they do that at? Like, for real? I've never heard that shit. And, like, of course, we're going to look at the glaring hypocrisy of, you never hear the whole bullshit about, oh, men with children shouldn't actually date women women shouldn't date men with children because he knows his audience has never touched a vagina before. Since the one that touched them, pushed it out the last time they touched one. But let's continue.
That's kind of ridiculous. And that's kind of wrong. Yeah? Why should anyone get involved with anyone else because of some arbitrary quality? It would be like me saying that, oh, you should only get involved with people of a certain skin color. And if you don't, then you're a bad person. What's that all about? Yeah? Exactly. See?
Did he just fucking actually equate having a kid to fucking skin color? He didn't just do that. No, he didn't just do that. Like, he didn't. Did he? Did he? Like, no. Let's continue.
It's your decision whether you get involved with a single mother, nobody else. And if somebody says that you should for some random reason that has nothing to do with your circumstances, blow them off. Yeah? I mean, because there are a lot of people who go around saying that you should man up and marry a single mother. Why?
Wait, nobody says that. The only time they tell a man to man up and marry a single mother is if it is his kid. Like, for real. Like, fucking for real. Like, nobody says this shit. I swear to God, he sounds like fucking Trump. It's like, people tell me that, they don't know about the dishwashers. Motherfucking you came up with that bullshit. Like, this is, I smell bullshit. Like, for real. Like, how the fuck do you come up with this bullshit? Yeah, I feel like Escanor up in this motherfucking Lord Escanor. You said single women lie about getting married. Who says that? You say kids are gonna be bad and they won't listen to you. Who says that? You know what I say? Coach Red Pill. It's bullshit incarnate. He's if bullshit had a face. But let's continue.
I mean, how does that make me more of a man? That seems kind of ridiculous. It doesn't make me more of a man. It makes me somebody who's taking on an awful lot of responsibility. Much more than if I were having a relationship and marrying a single woman with no children. Huh? A lot of people are just busybodies. They want to get involved in your business and your affairs and tell you how to live your life.
This is a conversation that he had with somebody. Oh shit. Somebody told him he needs to settle down and go marry his... Like, you're real. Like, for real. Like, nobody says this. Who says this shit to a man? Like, you need to man up and marry a single mother. Like, what the fuck? Who says this shit? You need to man up, and take care of somebody else's kids. Yeah, that show. Like, that's the whole thing about like the whole. Admittedly, it was just bullshit because they would just say it to fuck with people. It was like, real men suck other man's penis. It's like, no, motherfucker. Like, this is an equivalent to that when it comes to taking care of kids. Real man takes care of other people's kids and pays alimony. The fuck? Let's continue.
Don't allow that to happen.
Yeah. God damn, you can be a parent and not every woman has baby's kids. Like, for real. Like, He just had the Bebe skit argument 20 years late. Let's continue.
I mean, any busybody who tells you that you should do this or should do that, they're just busybodies, yeah?
Wait. Wait. This motherfucker is literally complaining about people telling other people what to do and saying that they're busybodies. This motherfucker, or is it right here? Yeah. This motherfucker is telling people that people who tell you what to do are busybodies. This motherfucker.
Yeah? They probably don't have enough of a handle on their own lives, and they're trying to get involved in your life and tell you what to do because they've made a hash of their own lives. You see what I'm saying? But
the fucking irony!
anyway, these busybodies, ignore them. Only pay attention to what is best for you. If you're involved with a single mother, and you are happy with that relationship, it's perfectly fine. Marry her and have a happy life. But go into any relationship like that with your eyes wide open, number one. And number two, something else that you should keep in mind, which is that, see, in a life, you're going to meet a lot of people. You go through life, you interact with enough people, and you're going to come across a lot of different people, men and women. You have a relationship now with somebody, X. Say she's not a single mother.
Is he gonna give valid, solid advice? I don't think so either, but, Coach Redfield, let's see the hilarity ensue.
Just some random girl, she's single, yeah? And you're with her, and it doesn't work out, and you break up. Rest assured that in short order, you will come across another woman, a different woman. And she will have a lot of good qualities and a lot of bad qualities, as we all do. But always remember that any relationship that you have, that is not the last relationship that you will ever have. I mean, this is assuming you're not married, right? If you're dating this person, dating that.
Even if you're married, that doesn't mean that's not the last relationship you're gonna fucking have. Poly is a thing. Oh, sorry, did I just insert my own beliefs into shit? Anyway, let's continue.
Never think that the person that you are dating is the last person you will ever see. Don't think that way. And therefore, do not allow yourself, do not feel trapped in the thought that if you don't marry this person that you are with right now, you will never marry anybody. You will never find anybody. Because that's not true. After every breakup that I've had, and I'm an old man, I'm 51.
Like, does he have to constantly remind himself that he's 51, that he has young children? Like, literally, I think these are just stories of a man who had some fucked up situation in his lives. And it's just like, yeah, reasons. But let's continue.
After every single breakup that I have had, yes, my heart was broken and all the rest of it. And I thought, oh, I'm unlovable and nobody will ever want to be with me. And
oh, at least we know what your internal monologue is every fucking day. Let's continue.
Lo and behold, in just a couple of months, I found somebody else. And more often than not, I found somebody better. You will too. So never be afraid of breaking up.
Oh God. So Gonzalo Laura, people, yay. Even though he spent most of the time shitting on, like, I think that's gonna be the name of the title of this clip. Women marry you and then change it up. Like, water is wet. Like, people do that shit when they get married. But again, Old man yells at cloud. So, exactly. 4 seconds. Yep, 4 seconds. That's a new record for him. I'm trying to figure out what I want to play next. And what video I'm going to do next. So, I don't have time to do this one tonight. Yeah, and exactly. It's like you get like you can it's just more like where you can actually get and learn from. Like not get and learn from. You can actually get and understand more people. The shit is fucking awesome that you can actually meet more fucking people. We have the internet, and yes, sites like Tinder and POF and all these other good shit, sometimes they're full of shit, but like, god damn, you can still find some great people. I've met some great people during dating sites. Ooh, let's talk about Broke O'Shea. O'Shea Duke Johnson. Let's do this motherfucking video and let's have some fucking fun.
Need a freelancer? Go to Fiverr.com and
like one day I'm gonna actually get enough people to fucking monetize, and this is gonna be fucking awesome.
A lot of guys
No. Just did that one. I did this one. I want to do that one.
Did a story on Orlando.
All right. So we're doing O'Shea Duke fucking Jackson, whatever. Dude, I got a green screen. I had a fucking whole green canvas behind me and shit. That whole like one setup of a panel doesn't work well. Yes. Oh yes. We want that video, Vegeta. We want that fucking video. Have some fun with the shit. All right. I've heard of those. I want to actually see them in use so I can see if I'm gonna actually get them. So, man, throw up a video of that shit. Throw up a motherfucking how-to guide. I know a couple of people that actually in a Facebook group that actually does shit like that. That we can actually like push that shit out. I would actually love to fucking see more of people expressing themselves through art. That's what's Rocket League. And let me actually change the shit since I'm doing it. Let me let's see. We're gonna change this fucking Rocket League. Alright. Let's open up a new window. Put this shit right here so I can actually see it. Change the game. Change the motherfucking game. Yeah, there we go. We're updating Rocket League, and I also need to update this. Hey, you'll find a way, Vegeta. You'll find a way, and whatever, man. Just be creative. I have a fucking boom mic microphone stand, so it's easy. It's constraints breed creativity. That's the best way I can actually put it. So what are your constraints, and just create around that shit. I know I have to do that shit, and I have to tell myself that a lot. So, Rocket League. Oh, I gotta go back and watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged since they're not gonna do it anymore. Kind of pissed about that one. All right, let's go. Yeah, our fucking. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, cool. Let's do quick play online and let's talk about O'Shea. Let's continue.
I recently did a story on Orlando Henderson. You know, the brother that was stealing money from the bank and then acting like it was his. And just flossing the money all on Instagram. Throwing money in the club. You know, just doing all type of just ungodly, stupid stuff. And of course, he gets arrested. But let's break down Brother Orlando Henderson if we can. Okay, this is important. Because why do black men do stuff like that? The real reason why black men do stuff like that is because black men want somebody to see that they have money. It's
but I'm sorry. Like, last time I checked, Madoff wasn't exactly black. Like, people use other people's money to make, like, fucking Farmer Bro, Martin Shkreli, was using other people's money to live a lavish lifestyle. I mean, like, you can arguably say that people who do it legally still are doing it to live a lavish fucking lifestyle. It's almost as if people do it to try to make themselves look better than what they fucking are. Because fucking capitalism. But, you know, let's continue.
especially women. Black men love to impress women, no matter what they say. Don't listen to these men.
Come on, dog. I'm trying to make sure that we get on fucking Twitch and get like, just make some money out of this shit. So you're gonna have to stop dropping the N-bomb. The fuck? What the fuck do I care? You just a jealous, sorry son of a bitch who is mad because somebody may be getting more attention than you. Like, that's the shit that I realized with O'Shea. It's just like, dude, you just a bitter motherfucker. And, like, he's not doing this story. He's not making fun of the dude because, like, oh yeah, he did some shit that's bogus as hell. But he's doing it because he couldn't fucking think about the shit to do it. But let's continue.
Black men, oh man, I don't care nothing about these broads. I'ma be frugal. I'ma be cheap.
Says nobody ever that has fucking money. I'm cheap as shit. But God guarantee you, if I had some fucking money, I am going out. Now, mind you, I like to go to strip clubs when I get money, but that's a different fucking story. I appreciate, you know, sex work is real work, but, like, no, nobody says that. Nobody says I ain't gonna be frugal with these. Like, nobody says I'm gonna be frugal when they got money. Like, no. The fuck? Vegeta, your ass is crazy as hell. I'm sorry. Looking like a bro. Forrest Whitaker. They got his eye fixed. But going back to this whole thing, like, it's a reason why they say the phrase, it ain't tricking if you got it. Like for real? Like for real. Nobody says that, oh, we're not going to give these. Like, no. Let's continue.
That's what they mouth say. Some guys can, stick to that. But most brothers cannot stick to that. Most brothers, if you give them $5, they going to show 4 of it. Okay? We know you brothers out there. And when you meet with a woman, you are advertising yourself, those of you brothers that have some money to spend, that you can do these things. Some brothers do it in different ways. Some brothers might not spend money on their Instagram or flash money, but you are showing, the nice places you go to. You're showing your lifestyle, the places that you're flying to. And
I'm sorry. You know what? To be honest with you, some of this shit is people using their insecurities that they may have with their own self-image or with their own lack of personality to say, hey, I'm going to actually do this. I'm going to actually show my money off. And something tells me that O'Shea would actually be one of those guys that would be like, oh, yeah, no, I need to actually show off because I have a shit personality. So, yeah, I'm going to show off with my money instead of just being a better person. But, O'Shea wouldn't do that because he's secure in himself. Never mind the fact that he literally told somebody in a live stream, I don't want y'all women buying my stuff. I don't want money from women because I want to make sure that the men are listened to. But the people want to fucking support you. I don't care. I don't need the women money. It's like he doesn't really like women. He just feels that there's a status symbol. But let's continue.
And also, these things appeal to women. You can show lifestyle. Lifestyle is another way of saying, well, I have money. People know that if you're, in Brazil, if you're in the Netherlands,
I got them up as high as I can get them.
London. It costs money to travel. Some of y'all be on middle class, first class, business class tickets. So we know that you have money, brother. We know that. No, you're not fooling nobody. And when you get with a woman, you're showing that you have all the money.
Wait, what?
So,
No. When you get with a woman and she's with you because of the fucking way that you treat her, newsflash, you may just actually treat her like a human being that she appreciates. Like, goddamn, I used to have this thing where I used to actually just really think that when I got back in the world of dating, my income wasn't exactly where I wanted to be, but I just started treating the young ladies that I dated just like fucking people. I enjoyed spending time with them. I enjoyed learning about them, talking with them, hearing what they have to say, listening to their thoughts, encouraging thoughts, let them encourage thoughts in me. And it was almost as if that fucking made a difference of how they actually want to interact with me. And I'm sorry. If you don't have if you got a shit personality, no matter how much money you have, women ain't gonna want to fuck you, dog. But let's continue.
since you have all the money, you're going to pay for almost everything for the most part. Some guys don't have to, but a lot of guys don't. And women will continue to.
Does he just realize what he just said? Some guys don't have to, but a lot of guys don't. Like, again, I'm being Mr. Grammar Nazi, but not by much. Like, can his little bill looking ass put together thoughts a little bit better? Let's continue.
See, act broke. This is what I've learned. They will act broke. I don't have this, I don't have that. You providing, until one day there's an Amazon package at the door. Because she's staying with you.
Whoa, where did this shit come from? Like, wait, what? Did I miss this? You provided. Like, what is it with these guys? Oh my God. Him, Coach Red Pill, that just thinks that women that just want to just lie to you and take your money. And if you ain't got money, then you just, like, do they have that less of a personality that they think the only way to get people is through fucking money? I'm a fucking nerdy ass artist. I sit back and play video games on stream. I go to fucking anime conventions. And I talk about politics. I still have no problem with getting a woman because I'm at least expressive as shit about the way I think about things, the way I feel about things. I don't have to have all the money in the fucking world. But these motherfuckers who can't tell their fucking mouth from an asshole because they are assholes sit back and think that only women want you for their money. No, they only want you for money because that's the only thing you can fucking offer them. I'm sorry, I got a little bit upset there, didn't I? I apologize.
And it's $400 of human hair weave. Okay. Now, you didn't pay for it.
$400 a human hair weave. Wait, what the hell? What the hell? Let's hear the story. I'm sorry, let's hear the story.
But she paid for it. And not with your money, but with her money. Now, she had been telling you, oh, you know, I'm having a hard time. I don't have no money for this, no money for that. But there's that weave.
Maybe her other guy paid for it. Like, if you think she's that bad of a person, maybe the guy that she, you know, maybe give him a little hand job on the side, a little turk and jerk, slurper jerk. Oh, hell, maybe she's throwing a whole vagina at him. And he bought her some weave because that's how little you think of these women, that they just are with somebody just because they want to be taken care of. But let's continue.
Here's what just happened. She was hiding money from you. All right? All women have this innate ability to, oh yeah, by the way, I had like $30,000 over there that I forgot to tell you about.
Wait, what? What? Wait, what? Where are these women at? Like, for real. Like, oh yeah, I just had $30,000. You just had what? Chick, we living on 79th and fucking Ashland, and you got $30,000. I use that because, you know, I fucking lived in Chicago, so I know the fucking area. Like, for real. For real? $30,000? $30,000! Good Lord! That can do a lot of shit. I'm sorry, too. Like, if I'm dating somebody and they got $30,000... and they living with me and I'm doing most of the taking care of, oh, you best believe they coming off that $30,000. Not that I'm gonna force them, but motherfucking being a starving artist is not fucking fun. They coming off that $30,000. Well, they not living with me. Fuck that. You keep your money, live what you want to live. You even had the shit. Nah, don't come off that shit with me, boy. But let's continue.
I was broke. We think that women don't have money.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Vegeta. Like, I prefer a woman wants me for me. Like, and not that I felt emasculated by this, but I've actually had women take me to expensive places, and I just like felt like, goddamn, like it is one of those things where it's just like it shows that she wanted me for me, not because I was paying for shit. And that's actually the real fucking thing. If you can actually get somebody who wants you for you and how you treat them and how you make them fucking feel, this whole money calculation bullshit never becomes a factor. But, you know, because reasons. No, fuck it. Because they have a shitty personality. motherfuckers like this think, oh, it's about the money. And women want you for the money. No, you're not that motherfucking rich. But let's continue.
They always have some sort of money. It's just better to use your money. Maybe you guys don't understand this, okay? But that's how it works. Women not gonna use.
I don't understand it because shit, man. Like, god damn, I don't understand it. It's almost as if like you have to pay a woman to actually spend time with you. It's almost as if you better off go getting a prostitute, dog. And even then, you better treat the woman with respect. Because sex work is work. But let's continue.
Use their money if they don't have to. They're going to use your money. Your money is their money. And their money is their money. So while
and it's almost as if, like, one, not only you simultaneously talking bad about women in this shit, but you're also simultaneously talking bad about men. It's just like you think that men are stupid enough to actually know when a woman has money and not spending it. They're stupid enough to actually just let that shit go by without them really realizing it. And also that women are so smart, yet, like, I don't get this logic. Yeah. I don't know if I would go that far, Vegeta, but yeah. That's a stake too far for me. But I will say that if a woman is trying to get to know me, I have no problem with putting out for somebody that I like. I don't have a problem with that. Like, if she just really enjoys me and she buys me shit, but I have to like her. But like, man, that was a bridge too far for me, just for me. But let's continue.
while they're using your money, they're banking on it. People like Shira 7, they teach this concept, all right? People are teaching this left and right against how to do this, brother. But see, they do this by acting broke. But I've learned one thing. In 2020, black men are going to do the same thing. We got to do the same thing. We have to fight fire with fire, brothers. Because in 2020, we need to start hiding money from everybody. I mean, so much so that I'm hiding money from my mama, my wife.
Like, he really don't trust no woman. What? These hoes ain't loyal, dog. These hoes ain't loyal. But let's continue.
I'm not married, but I'm just theoretically. Jesus.
You'll never be married with this motherfucking attitude. Like, for real. I'm not even sure you had a motherfucking mama. You look like you fucking hatched from some fucking godforsaken egg or some shit. And just was manifested in the world. Like, if Little Bill came to life. But let's continue.
Everybody we gotta hide money from. Because why? People hide money from you. When you need something, they don't got it. Yes, they do. They got it, they just ain't got it for your ass. And see, we work all of our lives.
Oh, wow. Is he... okay, cool. Is he gonna make a critique on capitalism? Let's see. I mean, like, everybody and their mama is like trying to fucking struggle. So I can't say it. Can't say that's all bad. But let's see what he says.
As black men, as men trying to provide, trying to help people out, doing this and doing this for that, for people who really don't even need it, for people who already really got it. Why am I giving you my money when you already have money? You just have it hidden somewhere in some foreign ass account or something like that. And black men gotta stop showing off. Okay.
Okay. I will give you that, O'Shea. People need to stop showing off. People need to stop equating their value in life into the shit that they can fucking buy versus their experiences and who they are as a person. Yes. And yes, a lot of people spend money to fucking show off, to cover up their insecurities. But I want to kind of ruin something for you, dog. It's not just black men that do that. Like, it's not just black men. It happens for everyone. It's almost as if humans try to derive their status and value from everything but themselves, and it's kind of a fucked up situation, but let's continue.
All you all is making yourself a target for somebody to ask you for money who don't even need it. They already got it. My grandma was telling my mom as a young lady, and I picked this up. If you ever go on a date with a man, always assume that you're paying for yourself. Don't ever go out with somebody and don't have no money.
That's a good fucking idea. The only time, you know what? I'm gonna actually kind of change that a little bit. If somebody asks you out to say, "Hey, why don't you come out with me?" You should, like, it's an invitation, so they should pay. You know, like, I'd use the same standard if I was asked out. Like, hey, Crimson, hey, Bryant, can you come? Let's go out to this, and I'll take you out. I would actually take that as that person is paying for me. I'm quite upfront about the shit. Like, hey, funds a little bit low or some shit like that. And I just expect the same courtesy from when I take a young lady out. Like, it's just something that I do. But these are mature adult conversations that you actually have with people that you are, as they would say, courting. But the whole thing of, no, women are actually taking your money, and like, you need to hide shit, and like, I know I'm giving a summary right now, but like, this shit is just like fucking ridiculous, and god damn it, like, never expect to live on the kindness of others, even if they fucking related to you, even if you know who they are, even if they fucking owe you. Never actually rely just only on the kindness of others. That's actually a great point. But this shit, let's let him finish his story.
When my mom got married to my dad, she had an account. He had no idea what it was. So if ever she needed to leave him at any emergency situation, something happened, she had enough money to get away from him. If she needed to do that. See, women, they have plans like this. You don't think they do? They do.
But no one is stopping guys from having this plan. And to be honest with you, I fucking would encourage that. Now, seeing it because of fucking capitalism, motherfuckers, it's hard to save up for an emergency. Like, more than half of the people have a problem with saving up $400 in fucking emergency funds. And if you have one car repair or one loss of job or one loss of check, you're basically screwed. Trust me, I fucking know. And it's hard to actually maintain that standard now. But if you can maintain that standard, I would encourage people to say, hey, it's great to love and trust your spouse, but at least have an emergency plan in place. And the reason why a lot of women actually did this in cases where it was more of a, hey, make sure you have an emergency fund in case you need to run away. Because up until very recently, in practice, there was such a thing called marital rape that you couldn't get in trouble for. Now, there were laws against it, but motherfuckers really didn't enforce it. It just got out of vogue to say, I don't know, beat your wife? Like, the fuck? And so, yeah, as a part of protection, women needed to have an escape plan. But, you know, because women just want to lie. Let's continue.
My question to you is, brother, what is your plan? Before you get with this woman, before you get with anybody, hide some money from them that don't nobody know about. Start hiding money, brothers. You got to be serious about this thing. Better dig you up a place, put it in some plastic, nigga. You better start hiding money because I'm trying to tell you.
That's not how you do this shit. Oh my God. What is you in 1970s? I'm going to put the money in a bag. I'm going to bury it in a duffel bag. Like, the fuck is wrong with you, O'Shea? What the fuck is wrong with you? You going to bury the money in a bag? Are you going to bury the money in a bag? Like, for real, like. Sorry, guys. It's like put this shit in a CD, mutual fund. Nah, fuck. I wouldn't trust the stock market right now anyway. At least put the shit in a bank, a credit union. Get some fucking return on your fucking investments. But have the shit in a fucking duffel bag? Like, or a plastic bag? Like, really, dog? Really? Like, let's continue.
You ain't gonna never know when you need to get away. I'm talking about in 2020, I already got some things people don't know nothing about. But in 2020, oh yeah.
It can't be here because, you know, who? No, I'm being petty. I know. I'm sorry. I'm being petty. But let's continue.
Yeah. Not about to have some shady account. Y'all.
Oh, God, he's not going to do this, is he? Now, this is something that is good advice. And I'm not going to shit on him for good advice, where you should actually prepare for things that you don't see. Like, for instance, if the coronavirus, which it won't, becomes a pandemic where more people are dying, except for the fact that a lot of people are dying from the fucking flu already, more so than what people are dying from this version of the common fucking cold, which is a respiratory disease that kills old and very young people. Anyway, hashtag you can die from the common cold too, but you have to be prepared. Now, I wouldn't suggest this rugged individualism that he's actually trying to fucking, you know, prepare for, but I would say that, you know, sometimes it's probably best for us to realize that, you know, we should understand that in a lot of cases, civilization is 3 fucking meals from breaking down. At any good time, civilization, Western or otherwise, is 3 fucking meals from breaking down. And that shit is just a fact. There is so much food insecurity that it is fucking ridiculous. But let's continue.
Women are smaller in stature, so they can't do the same things that a man can as far as physically. So they gotta outthink people.
No, like, for real? like, did he just go that whole women are smaller, so they have to be smarter? Like, I get it if you're not physically imposing, then sometimes you have to use other means to actually make yourself more self-sufficient. But because women are smaller, they have to be smarter. But this is probably the same guy that will say women are stupid because they let a man like literally. He did actually say that in a couple of videos where he said women are stupid because they're not, you know, they are more sexually promiscuous, some shit. But let's continue.
Men, we just think that we so much better than everything than we really are, and we get stuck on that. No. Start to think about your future. You need to see these problems happening ahead of time. Hide money over here, I'm hiding money over there. You know, like one lady, her husband left her. It was actually a sister, right, in Canada. He's a white dude. He left her ass there in Canada and moved to Brazil. She
okay, like, people split up all the time. Well, let's continue.
couldn't even see it coming. You want to know how? He went to Brazil because he had been planning for it about 10 years. He had it all planned. She woke up one day, he was gone. And good on him.
I mean, I know he's trying to be funny, but usually when shit like that happens, motherfuckers planning on leaving you for 10 years. They usually plan on leaving you in a fucking ditch in a couple of bags somewhere. Like, I mean, like, at least he didn't. Like, if you know who Mark Stanford is, the Appalachian Trail motherfucking governor. Like, that sound like some Mark Stanford's place where he actually said, I went on the Appalachian Trail, but he was in Argentina screwing his mistress. But let's continue.
That's what she get anyway. Probably talking trash all day. So you better start hiding money. Stop telling people what you have.
Again, it sounds like your problem is with capitalism and broken individualism versus people just not being stupid. Like, it's almost as if it's a status thing by having to show that I have this money. But let's continue.
She don't need to know. Because if she act a fool and you need to leave her, boom, go hit that shady account up over in Africa and, you know what I'm saying, go over there and, you know, have something popping. That's why a lot of y'all need to be traveling and stuff and seeing these little different little shady little banks and stuff like that, you know, or wherever you can get Swiss accounts. Brother, you better get you one of them things.
The way he talking and the people he talking to, I doubt if they know how to spell Swiss accounts. Is that the same type of place where I can get me an account of hot chocolate? I'm sorry, I'm an idiot.
And get you an exit strategy. Always hide something for yourself away from other people that don't nobody know. And you ain't got it in 2020 because you got to get them funds up. So anyway, brother, thank you so much for all the support. I really appreciate you guys. Patreon.com/Negro Manosphere. First comment pinned to the top. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to me.
All right, we're not going to listen to him talk about this bullshit. So, like, for real, like, how fucking hard is his life that he actually has to be this fucking paranoid? Like, for real? Like, it's like he don't trust nobody, like, for real. Like, on the real, like, it must be exhausting to be that fucking paranoid that you have to say, well, you gotta have money in Swiss bank accounts. Like, I get the whole thing about being prepared in case somebody, you know, has ill intentions for you, but god damn, the whole thing about you need a Swiss bank account and shit. Like that level of just paranoia must be fucking exhausting, and to be that much of a loser too. But let's I know. I know. Like, for real. Like, goddamn. I thought I was going to wake up and be somebody else. I'm this bald-headed idiot. Like, for real. A broke-ass Montel Jackson. Oh, shit. Can I do one more video? I guess I can do one more video. All right, let's continue. Oh. Oh shit! What are we gonna do next? Oh shit! All right, so do I have enough time to do a Bill video? Like, if I do a Bill video, then I'm gonna have to. Fuck! I just died. Shit. Let's see what we're gonna do. This is why I'm gonna cut this video. Because of this shit right here. Alright, let's see. Fuck. Let's do this. I didn't watch this video before, so this seems like a new one.
I knew I wanted more out of my professional career, and I felt like going back to school was the best bet to try to move forward as much as possible.
There we go.
But then her partner, who had been socializing at the...
Oh yeah, I started to watch this video, and I mean, this may actually have to be. I can't do this video because this is a long one. Okay, let's do a fun one. No, I can't do that one. Shit. Let's do this one. Yeah, let's do a fun one.
Professor Wolf, the famous economist.
All right, so, economic time, the election tomorrow, and let's just have some fucking fun with this one. We're gonna actually talk about how. Let's dispel a myth right now. And my fucking nose is starting to get congested. The economy is not fucking growing. The stock market is. And this is a problem that we need to stop with this bullshit. The economy is fucking stagnated. People on Wall Street are making a shit ton of money. However, middle class, working class, we are getting strangled. We're getting fucking strangled. Because motherfuckers are going by. Oh, the Dow Jones or the NASDAQ average is fucking hitting record highs. We need a reset to the motherfucking system. We do. We need it where workers have more rights. We need it where motherfucking companies stop screwing people from either their customers and their workers. Because if they don't, pitchforks. I know you're trying to say like, no, they're going to have to change. No. Pitchforks. Oh, well, we'll wait to see who's the president and then maybe he can change. No. We have to do it ourselves. We have to come together as workers, customers, fucking stakeholders who actually matter in how money is spent. I think it's fucking funny that Jim Sterling just did a fucking video today talking about how even in fucking video games, I am literally playing Brawlhalla, where let's look at something. Let's look at something. These motherfuckers, they have all of this shit, and let me just pull this up. Turn that shit off. They are marketing, cross-marketing with all these different companies. All these different companies. Ooh, let's go to the store. Let's see. Lara Croft. Tomb Raider. I have to spend real world money to advertise a Lara Croft skin. What's some of the other ones? Taunts and, chess and legends. This is a cross promotion. I shouldn't have to pay extra money to be a fucking walking or jumping billboard for these cross promotional motherfuckers. The economy is not fucking growing. It's just that people are making wealth in some innovative ways, but they're innovating on how much they're screwing people. So, with me taking off the headphones and me explaining this bullshit, let's listen to a Marxist professor, Professor Richard Wolff, talk about what's going on. Take it away, Professor. Yeah, microtransactions. No. What is it? EA doesn't call them microtransactions. They call them surprise mechanics.
Professor Wolff, the famous economist, drops by today to talk about the scam of Trump's low unemployment rate. It's fascinating. And we get into a few other areas that I think you'll find interesting, too. Leave your comments, ding the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. On the line with us is our old friend, I almost called him a congressman, Professor Richard Wolff. We just had a congressman on. I'm sorry. Professor Wolff is an economist. He's the co-founder of Democracy at Work. DemocracyAtWork.info is the website. He's the author of numerous books, including Understanding Marxism, his latest Understanding Socialism, rdwolf.com, and DemocracyAtWork.info, his websites, and you can tweet him at Prof. Wolff, and there's 2 F's in Wolff. Professor, welcome back.
Thank you, Tom. Glad to be here.
So I shared with you a kind of eccentric newsletter I get.
By the way, I am going to start doing more economic updates. I just haven't been doing them as frequently because they come out on Monday, and usually by Saturday's time, they're pretty... Not that they're old, because you can always find value in them, but it's just like, it's hard for me to kind of go back to them, especially when I know another one is coming out in a few days. But let's continue.
I subscribe to this investment newsletter called Aiden Forecast, and they've got a guy who does a daily little rant. And he was talking about how, in his opinion, and his opinion tends to be a little on the right, but in any case, Chuck was writing about how he thinks that GDP and unemployment, that the economy, that the numbers that are being cited by the Trump administration do not reflect the reality of the economy, first of all. And secondly, that they might even actually be cooking the books beyond the extreme to which the books are normally cooked. Bernie Sanders has been talking about this for years, that we're using the wrong measure of unemployment, we're using the wrong measures for inflation and things like that. What are your thoughts on all this?
All right, so that's actually it's worrying. It's worrying that you actually get conservative, Republican-ass motherfuckers, economists, are actually saying, like, no, this shit is fucked up. Like, we need to actually address this problem that we're actually seeing. And, like, it's actually becoming more and more apparent that we're in the start of another fucking recession. And it's just like, because of the tax cuts and all the government spending that's making up for the deficit, we are actually in the start, if not the one of the bad parts of another recession. And economists are even saying, like, no, we need to fucking do something about it. Corporate debt is higher than it's ever, as high as it's been back in the fucking 2008, and that shit isn't good. Like, you are literally seeing people, companies leverage, and if you don't know what leverage actually means, it simply means the amount of money that they have versus the amount of debt that they have on hand. The amount of money that they have on hand versus the amount of debt that they have is out of whack. Yeah, Bernie just actually said, like, he was like, the system is bullshit. Like, for real. Like, that's a fucked up thing. But all right, let's continue.
It is. You're quite right. It is an old debate. Economists have been, from the right and the left, I might say, have been skeptical about the statistics, both on theoretical grounds, but also on the grounds that political interference by the people who sit on top of the government pyramid to try to get reelected by cooking the books is fairly obvious. Some of that is going on most of the time. It's very hard to know exactly how much or how big of an impact it has. Having said all of that, one of the points that Aiden makes that is very valid is a very simple idea. If you're going to get record levels of unemployment low, that is, you're giving large numbers of people some sort of job.
Okay, so this is what, I don't know if he's going to make this point, but with such low unemployment, for the people who are looking for a job, mind you, the unemployment number is so low because so many people have checked out of the job market. Then you get a race to the fucking bottom where people are willing to accept anything in order to make sure that they have enough to fucking eat, live, and shit in a place where it's enclosed with 4 fucking walls and a ceiling. But let's see what Professor Wolf actually says.
Then it is likely that you're going to have to see a kind of extraordinary rate of economic growth, because unless the economy is growing pretty heftily, it's not going to be able to absorb simply the new people, the teenagers growing up and entering the labor force as they become adults. If you're going to keep the people who are working, and accommodate the new entrants to the labor force, well, you have to be growing at a certain rate. The actual GDP...
Yeah, for real, like, water is wet.
Growth in this country, which is itself a debatable measurement, hasn't been growing very quickly. President Trump promised he would make it do that, but that promise, like so many others, hasn't worked out. He promised with the tax cut in December of 2017 that it would really solve the problem of economic growth. He used numbers like 3 to 5%, which for the United States would be stunning achievement. He didn't get that achievement. He didn't get anywhere near it. Our basic growth rate over recent years hasn't changed under Mr. Trump and is in the middle between 2 and 3%. I mean,
you know what's funny is the fact that Trump came in as a populist saying he's going to fix the fucking system, and he made it fucking... Okay, we're talking about this. Let's continue.
To give you an idea of what that means, in China, which has the worst economic growth rate in 25 years, this year they're getting 6.5%, which is 2 to 3 times what we get. So it's very hard to account for low unemployment numbers, record lows, that Mr. Trump boasts about, when you don't have the economic growth that normally would be necessary, and Mr. Trump never even acknowledges this contradiction, let alone offers an explanation. So the letter you sent me is quite correct in saying, wait a minute, at the very least, you have to account for this weird result.
All right, so he can be a little bit long-winded, but we're actually going to talk about something. China's economic growth is literally, when it was so high and so in demand, it was because they was like, we just spend money. Like, literally, they just said, we're just spending money. That hospital that they built in such a short amount of time, they was like, we're going to pay for it through government debt. And fuck you if you want to call us on it. And they just built that fucking hospital inside of like a month. I think it was less, but I don't want to seem like I'm fucking, selling them too fucking high. And it's just like, we can't have that type of growth because we don't have the physical growth of our infrastructure unless we want to fucking fix it. But that's a different story. Yeah, I love Richard Wolff. Let's continue.
Rather than pretending it isn't there.
Could it be that you've got more people working part-time jobs, fewer people working full-time jobs, and those people are all being counted as employed?
Yes, although my guess would be, since there are some numbers about part-timers and things like that, I would guess it's something else. And this is troubling, to say the least.
Okay, so, again, I have a cursory study of this shit. The reason why we see the unemployment numbers so low, he's gonna probably say it, and I'm just probably beating him to the punch. People are having multiple full-time or full-time like jobs, so that's what's being counted. Also, people are dropping out of the fucking workforce because they don't have a way of supporting themselves on the fucking money that they may get from a 40-hour per week job. I'm sorry, it's like, shit, if I could, I'm trying to drop out of the workforce because I'm trying to get a YouTube/art career. Yay me. But let's continue.
What we've seen, not just over the last 10 years where it's been bad, but over the last 25, is the end of good jobs for millions and millions of Americans. Jobs that pay well, jobs where the real wage goes up each year, acknowledging that you're better at your job this year than you were last year, et cetera, et cetera. We have seen the benefits that go with jobs being cut, particularly pensions, but others as well. And finally, we've seen the loss of secure jobs and the rise of insecure jobs, usually covered with euphemisms like the sharing economy or the gig economy, anything other than facing what it is, which is insecure jobs. Well, the end result of all of that, especially after the crash of 2008, when millions lost their jobs, was that working people have lost their savings if they had any, can't go to their friends and relatives for more help because they've already been doing that. So here's what they have to do. They basically have to go to work somewhere for virtually anything, which is why we have so many part-time or poorly paid jobs, even if they're full-time, why we have a movement for $15 minimum, which doesn't get you much beyond the poverty line anyway, and millions don't even have that.
So this is actually funny, and this is the point that I want to make before it fucking escapes me. The fact that it is a race to the fucking bottom. That people are trying to take any job that they can to fucking make it. And I just lost my fucking train of thought. And, like, you don't see real wage increase. You see, and that's the thing. It's funny because Uber really doesn't have too many employees. They have employees in their corporate office and shit like that. But they have contractors because people are being so fucking flexible with their schedule. They're being flexible with having a protection that you would have for working a real fucking job where they actually treat you as an employee. That shit is sick. It is quite literally damaging to us all because it's a fucking race to the bottom. But let's continue.
So here's my guess. we are not growing the economy. We are seeing the small number of very wealthy people begin to have an army of servants. That's where the work is growing. Here in New York City, where I live, we now pay people to do your shopping for you, lots of them, to walk your dog, to clean your house, to take care of your pets. I mean, it's extraordinary the number of jobs that really don't add to the wealth of our society. They're really in the form of personal service that very wealthy people can afford, and that the rest of us are now forced more and more to go take. That might help explain why we have a lot of people working at awful jobs and we don't see the economy as a whole growing.
And it's the thing. And then what ends up happening is people see it as a fucking status symbol to say, oh, I can have somebody shot for me. And you're paying out your ass to get DoorDash delivered to you when you know you do DoorDash on the fucking weekends. But because somebody's going to be my fucking servant because I want to feel like I've arrived like the other motherfuckers that boss me around. Like, for real. It is no reason why we should have things like fucking DoorDash or Peapod or that other good shit in a sense where it's people feel like, oh, I've made it because I can actually have people shot for me. And to be honest with you, let's bring it back to presidential politics. Literally, these people who are rich enough to fucking make sure that they have all their fucking servant needs, it's like, it was a story recently where Mike Bloomberg literally had something like, well, you don't even need, like, and his literal quote was, you don't even need to find a babysitter, get some black that can barely speak English. All he needs to do is fucking make sure that you get, pull him from a burning business. That's the contempt that these rich motherfuckers have for people that work for them, and then they try to filter it in. It's like, you can be rich too by having your own fucking servant. No, fuck that, and fuck you. I'm sorry, I got upset again. I'm sorry. Here, let's continue.
I saw a statistic in the Financial Times over the weekend, and I'm doing this from memory, but I think I'm remembering it right. You're probably familiar with it. They said that as I recall, 44% of the American workforce earns less than $18,000 a year. If that's the case, or if it's 40%, it's maybe. But if that's the case, then what you're suggesting, it sounds to me, could be redescribed as, we are seeing unemployment go down because more and more people are taking jobs of desperation.
Absolutely.
And this is the fucking thing. This is why. This is one of the fucking main reasons why that we should actually have Medicare for all. Because motherfuckers don't have to rely on going through their shitty fucking job in order to get fucking health care. This is why we need more worker unionization, because that way workers can fucking unite together in order to demand better treatment, better wages. But this whole minimum wage shit, this whole, oh, we're just gonna actually pay you minimum wage, it is a fucking starvation wage. And by the way, people who like Mike Bloomberg, he literally fought and sued to make sure that the minimum wage wasn't increased for public sector workers because fuck you, I'm already rich. Let's continue.
Absolutely. There's no question that that's happening. The only question is that happening on a scale big enough to account for some of these big macro numbers that he's rightly pointing to about this contradiction between GDP growth on the one hand and low unemployment. It could be explained, we just don't know enough, but it could be explained by what we know is going on, namely this transition, which is upsetting so many Americans on the left, but also on the right. This reality that you keep hearing the unemployment is low, but your own circumstance is awful because, yeah, you have a job perhaps, but it pays poorly, it's insecure, you're constantly anxiety-ridden about this job. about the benefits being taken away from you, how in the world you're going to cope with your old age without a real pension. And now, since you're compensating by borrowing too much money, you have the added anxiety of imagining what will happen to you if your job is interrupted and you can't make the necessary payments. You're producing a society that is broken into the small minority that are super rich and a vast majority who, despite all of the verbiage, see their economic situation shrinking around them and become more and more upset, understandably.
So, and that's the thing, and not to make light of anybody's mental illness, but they wonder why so many people are riddled with anxiety. So many people are riddled with, stress. Why suicidality is actually as high as it is. Because people know they're getting screwed, and then they're being told that, oh, it's your fault that you're fucked up. But don't pay attention to the system that's screwing you over. And then they make it your fault. And they say if you can't make it with unemployment this low, then maybe you should kill yourself. Or you get these people who are fucking mouthpieces. Yes, I just fucking named Destiny, who said that bullshit the other day. And it's just like, dude, you're a multi-million-dollar streamer. And you never really had a good job in your fucking life. But I digress. But they want to make it where you're the problem versus the fact that people have set up the system to fuck people over. But let's continue.
So, wow, it's like the return of peonage. Two other quick questions. We just have 2.5 minutes here before we're going to hit a break. What's the impact of boomers aging out of the marketplace? And I guess the sub to that is, how many of them are not aging out of the marketplace? I'm over 65 and I'm still working. And secondly, if Trump starts pushing Powell to either hold or raise interest rates on the assumption that he's not going to be the new president, is it possible that he could provoke an economic crash that happens right after the election if we get a Democrat winning?
Well, let me answer both of them.
So, I feel like I'm preempting his ass, and maybe I'm just coming at it a different way. But let's hear his thing, because I'm going to actually talk about this when he finishes.
It might have been a different story if the elderly, the people reaching retirement age 65 and above, had behaved like previous generations and retired, at least in roughly comparable numbers. They can't do it. Part of the fact that Social Security is so inadequate to live on, part of the fact that so many people are carrying levels of debt that undermine whatever Social Security might have intended to do, they're not retiring. They're going back to work, even if they have to take the job as, Walmart greeter or something like that pays awfully. And, of course, the longer the older folks stay in the job market, the harder it is for the new young people coming in to find work, which is exactly what then exacerbates low-wage jobs, because the new entrants are desperate and the old people are desperate, neither of them able to escape from the situation. And as to your other point, absolutely.
So let's actually just address that. The thing about it is, and this is what I don't get, I see a lot of people that you want to make it, young people? Bootstraps. There you go. Pick yourself up, you lazy bastards. Now, I see a lot of people who are like South Carolina. It was a lot of older population who voted for Biden, and they sit back and they say that young people just want shit for free. Motherfucker, you went to college for fucking $2,000 a year. We're doing college for 30 fucking fives. And shit, 20 years ago when I tried to, continue my college education, the shit was like, literally for the 6 semesters, it was 12 grand. But these motherfuckers want to sit back and knock young people where young people, like literally, I worked 9 hours today. What I've been streaming for the last 2, and it took me an hour to set up and like make sure I eat. I am literally trying to work a second job in order to make sure I have enough fucking funds in order to, support myself. But you want to talk about young folks being lazy? Goddamn, boomers, fucking retire. And I'm not one of those motherfuckers who would actually say that no, they're just being lazy and selfish. But they can't retire because motherfuckers have actually forced a lot of boomers back into the fucking workforce because they can't survive off the shit. A lot of people, it was taking away pensions and it was dependent on Social Security. Now they're trying to fucking cut Social Security. Of course, like Vegeta said in the chat, we just want a fucking living wage. Like our previous generations have had. But let's continue.
Absolutely. If Mr. Trump were to decide that he's losing, or even worse, if he decides, having won, if he does, that he can't run again, so he might as well do something different, you could see all kinds of shifts coming because of what this guy does and what the Republicans behind him are willing to do. But no matter what happens, the deluge is coming. It's like King Louis in France at the time of the French Revolution made that famous comment, after me comes the deluge. Yeah, Mr. Trump, if he were honest, would be telling us there is going to be a doozy when the next economic downturn comes. You put that together with these unparalleled levels of debt in our economy, and there is no limit to how bad this might get.
Well, he has come right out and said if a Democrat is elected president, there's going to be a huge economic crash. I think he might be planning on setting that up.
I wouldn't put it past him to try to set that shit up. They got rid of me, and so I'm gonna make sure that they fucking pay. Like, for real, how fucking petty is this motherfucker? I mean, I knew he was a failure, but I knew he was that petty anyway. Let's continue. It's almost over.
Yeah, you could see that a guy like that would be so wigged out by losing an election. I mean, he lost the last one and literally had to pretend he didn't. So, yeah, who knows what he might do. But the sad reality is, even if he didn't, you've set up a situation of overused debt that could come back to haunt anybody who becomes the next leader.
All right, cool. So, guys, I want to say thank you for watching. I'm about to carry my ass to bed, after I go spend some time with myself while watching Pornhub and a bottle of lotion. But anyway, we need to actually, this is one of the most important things we need to do. We not only need to vote for the president, but we need to vote for our elected representatives as well. And with that being said, guys, tomorrow is Super Tuesday. I'm going to try to stream. I don't want to get another strike, so I'm not going to stream the actual, news coverage anywhere. But, yeah, Super Tuesday tomorrow. If you're in the Super Tuesday states, remember, go out there and vote for Sanders. Why? Don't vote for just him. Vote for us. And I'm going to actually go for the night. Thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the rest of your night. And peace.